Back in the day, the apartheid government built the largest hospital in the world at the time for Soweto. But now, after 30 years of ANC rule, medical patients in Soweto can't even get clean sheets, never mind actual healthcare. Under the guise of so-called liberation and equality, the ANC has virtually destroyed what was once Africa's greatest medical institution, transforming it from a global beacon of healthcare into a symbol of state collapse. In the early 90s, the Guinness Book of World Records listed Baragwanath Hospital in Soweto as the largest hospital in the entire world, having almost 3,500 beds at the time. In collaboration with the apartheid government and medical school at the University of Witwatersrand, Baragwanath became not only the world's largest hospital, but was also the leading academic hospital on the African continent for the entire second half of the 20th century. Shortly after the ANC came into power in 1994, it renamed Baragwanath Hospital to the Chris Hani Baragwanath in memory of the former leader of the South African Communist Party and the chief of the staff of the terror group Umkhonto we Sizwe. This tragically marked the beginning of the decline of what was once one of the world's most outstanding hospitals and led to the situation we have today, where poor people in Soweto are being denied basic access to healthcare as a result. Stay tuned, because in today's video I'm going to document how the former beacon of world-class healthcare in Africa was completely and utterly destroyed by the government of the ANC after it was handed to them on a silver platter. Baragwanath Hospital was originally built during the Second World War as a 1,200-bed military hospital for British and other Commonwealth troops. Shortly after the war, the government of Jan Smuts transformed the hospital into a civilian hospital specifically for the purpose of servicing the black community of Soweto. Additionally, the hospital was also transformed into the leading academic hospital on the African continent, with graduates from the medical school at the University of Witwatersrand, as well as graduates from elsewhere, being granted the opportunity to acquire practical expertise in managing complex, high-volume cases, including, for example, on average over 20,000 annual deliveries in its neonatal division. South African medical graduates from all races as well as international graduates worked here, and as a training institution, the hospital contributed significantly to the supply of healthcare staff, doctors and nurses, who served not only in Soweto but all across South Africa and even on the African continent, thereby massively expanding medical capacity in underserved communities in the poorest parts of the world. When the hospital's new intensive care unit was established in 1975 under John Vorster, at the height of apartheid, it was widely hailed as the largest and best equipped ICU in the entire Southern Hemisphere, better than even private hospitals and even in developed countries like Australia and New Zealand. By the end of apartheid, Baragwanath was the biggest hospital in the world, equipped with 3,200 beds, 8,000 staff and no less than 23 operating theatres fitted out with the most modern medical equipment that existed at the time in the world. Black people were treated here during apartheid almost exclusively, operated on at full state costs to the apartheid government. The hospital budget alone was for many years higher than the annual budget of most small member states of the United Nations. So when government power was transferred into the hands of the ANC, the government of Nelson Mandela inherited a fully functioning and world-class hospital serving the entirety of Soweto at full capacity. But over the course of the past 30 years, they have managed to completely run this once great hospital into the ground. Today, Baragwanath Hospital is not merely a shadow of what it once was. It has deteriorated to such an extent that it is unable to provide even the local community with the most basic healthcare services. Unresolved maintenance, backlogs that have already forced the cancellation of hundreds of operations from equipment and building failures, and oversight visits by the National Council of Provinces have repeatedly highlighted the burden of dilapidated infrastructure on patient safety, prompting calls for urgent interventions to prevent collapses in service delivery. Infant mortality in the hospital's once world-class maternity ward has skyrocketed. And early this year, it was even reported that in addition to shortages of staff and medical supplies, the hospital is now even experiencing a shortage of linen, with hospital maintenance failing to repair or replace broken laundry machines. Black people in this country were promised that with the dawn of the so-called democracy in 1994, it would be delivered liberation and equality. But instead it delivered decline and death. The surreal reality of how dire public health care in South Africa is today is precisely why the implementation of the national health insurance system in this country must be opposed at all costs. Giving the ANC power over private healthcare will destroy the private healthcare that is still good in this country, just like it destroyed the once great public healthcare system that this country had, not just for white people, but for all races. Like with the famous case of the Tembisa Hospital, another public hospital, Baragwanath Hospital has been almost completely destroyed by this corrupt government. Incompetence, carelessness, and corrupt governance have brought what was once the world's largest and one of the world's most outstanding hospitals completely to its knees. People are dying in droves as a result. The ANC government has completely and utterly failed to provide the people of Soweto, and indeed the people of this country, with even the most basic healthcare services, despite the fact that this is a right supposedly guaranteed by the South African Constitution. Yet, this government has, by means of its failure at every conceivable level, rendered the South African Constitution effectively powerless. The right to healthcare simply means nothing when the government is too corrupt and too incompetent to provide this healthcare that once was provided and where the infrastructure was already built when they took it over. And so while the National Party government, for all of its fault, built one of the world's largest and one of the world's best hospitals in Soweto for the black population, the ANC government has absolutely destroyed the people's right to basic health care, which is one of the few things that they did have access to under apartheid. In a recent video on how the ANC has destroyed Tembisa Hospital, we highlighted just how big a part of this was due to corrupt dealings involving Ramaphosa's own family members siphoning off all of the funds that were supposed to go to sick patients. Check out our full report by clicking on this link appearing on your screen right now. And remember to join the Willem Petzer Group as a paid member by following the easy steps on the banner below. Only with your help can we make these videos to change the hearts and minds of people. Goodbye and God bless, and I wish you a Merry Christmas. Christ is King.